Here's another example of a very tight channel that we're coming up on. And right in the middle of the channel is an island with a house. So sometimes it gets a little confusing, so you look for the channel markers. You'll see the red one is actually located over on the shore, and then the green one right at the, maybe 20 feet in front of that island. But the island is shaped like a pear, so you know that there's a reef coming out. And then you got to slow down when you're coming through here, because like over here you got guys that are fishing. And then here's another great example. If you look to the right, on the channel to the right, and you see like roughing waters or rough waters, well, those are all rocks in there. So you just kind of you look at what your preferred routing is, and then you look between the 2 points and look for any ripples in the water. And right off that island, 15 feet off the island, is where the current is hitting something in there. So you gotta note that on both sides. Right now I'm in 19 foot of water, so I presume this channel is probably going to be about 15 to 19. Right now it's 17, 18, and I'm right in the center between the two shorelines. And then once I get out in open water, you can see the current. Look at that current right there. And then over to the right, the course takes us over there, and then we have another channel marker. So you really got to be careful what you're doing, because there's rocks everywhere. You get a view from what it looks like from behind. And now we're back to this little section of the waterway. Right now we're showing about 28 foot of water, and the channel narrows down. You got a railroad bridges up there, and there's quite a bit of current, and we're only got a couple hundred feet between shore to shore. And then you have different parts of the channel where you have ledges sticking out, and that's what you got to watch out for. So you kind of look at what's in front of you. You look at the type of rock formation, like over there, and then look at the channel markers. Obviously, look at that. I use my iPad all the time, and I use my chart plotter to show me what's the depth of the water, and I put it in big numbers. So when I'm looking in front, I can just glance real quick. We're coming over a rock. You can see the shorelines up here. They're all ledge, solid ledge. And then as you look on your iPad, like I'm using, I don't use auto routing at all. I just use that as saying, okay, I need to go down this channel, but for actual navigation, I look at the depth, I look at the markers, and I look at the preferred routing that's normally on the electronic charts. And like right in here, there's actually quite a bit of current. And just remember, if you need the power to get outside of the current and have control of your boat, because sometimes the boat just sort of like goes with the current in directions that you don't want it to go. And you look at the markers to see the current and the direction and what's underneath you. And then draw a line like that, and then come back around. The current is actually pretty strong. I bet you it's at least 2 to 3 knots going through this one section. And then if you see anything that has like a caution note on your iPad and your routing, just slow down and look to see what's on the shoreline. If it's, and of course you got other boats coming by you all the time, so you have to do that. But the locals, they just do their own thing.